There he is.
There
So
I am.
today we have on here, we have an author, right? Slash freelancer. And today he's going to come on here to give y'all some tips on how to build your mindset spiritually, right? So
Yes,
without
ma'am.
further ado, before we move on, let's give it over to Mr. Lorenzo, y'all. Hey, Mr. Lorenzo, how you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? You know I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, you already know we happy to have you here, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So,
Yeah, so before we even go further, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you located, and a little bit about what you do.
all right. So my name is Lorenzo Chambers. I'm an author of the Hermetica Reimagined series. The Deeper Vision is a part two of it. Um, God, why am I like so stage fright right now?
Hey, that's okay. That is all right. That
All
is all
right,
right,
bet.
because you about to slap them with some truth. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's what it is because I'm ready to get it out. All right, bet. So yeah, my name is Lorenzo Chambers, and I'm a spiritual mindset coach. I like to help people recognize where they. I like to meet people where they are. That's the best way I like to say it. I like to meet someone where they is, and help them be able to elevate without having to stay stagnant. That's my favorite thing to do.
Hey, I love it. I love it. And we need a lot of that, right? We
Yes,
need
ma'am. Yes,
a
ma'am.
lot, especially men. We don't have a lot of men doing that. It's been not
Yeah,
not trying to heal you spiritually and give you some tips on how to do that and think outside the box. So
yes, ma'am.
that is one of the things that I noticed that you are great at. So I want to take you on a little journey. So I want to start like before you had the little spiritual mindset, right? So tell us about the mindset that you had before you even started your spiritual journey. How was it? Like, what was your mindset? Was you lacking confidence? Was you fearful? Or was you just arrogant? Or was you just cool?
To be honest, before I went spiritual, my favorite saying is I was more of the world, like being
Mhm.
exactly what I think the world want me to be and how I'm supposed to be built. And then I also packed on when we're being raised, you got to think about the things that our parents told us back in certain eras. Like in my era, it was more still my parents and their parents was still on the racist mindset of thinking that everything was still racist when it wasn't. So it's like with that being instilled and someone having you think that anyone that's not your skin complexion gonna be with you, and then you realize the people that is your skin complexion is against you, then it's like
Right.
it's so confusing. So it's like my life just went based on what I seen glimmered is what I attracted to. And
Mm,
that's those were the light that was a lifestyle that I chose. So I chose to be in the streets. That came with 13 years and 8 months being in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like it just came back to back to back a negativity. And eventually you gonna get tired of it. But the thing is we about to get to the switch. The thing is like when you finally hear somebody speaking something outside of what you living,
right.
for anyone who watched this podcast, if you know anything, if you ever heard anything about a portal, that's what a portal is.
Mm,
See what I'm saying? If all I know is nothing but the streets, and then I got this person who looked just like me speaking something totally different, the old me mindset is gonna be these two things. Either he's faking or I want to learn what that is because that looked like he more free than what I'm doing. And when I seen that for myself, it was like a portal just opened up. Like, oh my god, that part. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't even a black person; it was a white man. His name was Bob Proctor. When I seen
mm,
one of his videos, I was like, hold on, if he is expressing like that, and it just felt like my swag was up in there. You see what I'm saying? Which means
right.
he lit some part. He lit that spirituality in me. Like, if he could
Mm,
say this to somebody, and he got all these people listening to him. And I resonate with this because it's like I've been feeling like this on the inside. I was like, you know what? I got to start digging deeper in spirituality. Once I dug deeper, it was like, dang, now I want to pull people and let people see that you could manifest. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And you really can. You
Manifest.
really can, you know. And one of the things that you touched on was you said, when you was growing up, it was a lot of racial experiences out there, where people thought it was a lot of racial experiences when it really wasn't. So can you
Yeah,
give
go
us
ahead.
like a time where you had that experience?
Well, yeah, like when I was younger, my mom wouldn't want me to have white friends because she
Mhm.
would think that they parents would be thinking a certain type of way. And I used to have to explain to her, like, Mama, they don't think like it. Like, they're not doing the stuff that you're saying. And but I was still living there. So, when you living somewhere and that's the energy that you keeping around you, that's where that spirituality come in at right there. The energy that you keep around you, you will start to adapt to that energy. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
it'll veer you away. So it's like those were moments where I've experienced that, like, to where I had to like go out on my own, run away from home just to go see if I could stay in someone's home that's a white person. And when they accepted me in, that was a story I couldn't wait to go back to tell my mama. Like, just to
Mhm.
shatter that image. And I didn't even realize I was doing that at that age because that was 15. But it was like that was an experience.
Right. Yeah. Can you give us, like, since you did actually stay with a different, set of race, a different race, can you give us like the different, like some different things that they say, like black people's mindset versus their mindset? Can you give us like just some little different things that you noticed when you was living with them that we did that maybe they didn't do, or maybe we didn't do that they did?
Let me say, I ain't gonna lie. At that
Or what?
time, it was more about freedom.
Right.
And
So
I
was it
had
a difference?
Yeah, it was a big difference. But maybe that was me just being advanced in life too, just wanting to be grown, you know what I'm saying? Wanting
Right.
freedom at a young age, even though because I can't take away my mom disciplined me, you see what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like it took for me to jump to those lengths just to get to those experiences in order to be able to talk about them now.
Hey, I love it. Hey, I love it. You know what I mean? So you just had to go through it. It was just a different, manner.
I don't really think it was no different though. It was like I guess it was just like more siblings type thing. More like because me and my siblings ain't never been like super tight. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
And with that coming with that, it's like, all right, if we wasn't just like we was and then we grew out of it type stuff. And it's like I
right.
watched how people like other families just like, I don't know, I seen it. But then I've also been in houses where it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So it's also matched right up with what's at home. So I really can't say it's no different.
Oh, okay.
It's just all about the home you choose to go to.
Right, right. Say they just people like everybody else.
They
I love
people
it because
just like everybody else.
eh, you
Yeah.
hear that a lot. You hear that like it's a big difference. So I'm just happy to hear you come on here and say that, it just really depends on the mindset, because it's really all about the mindset. So when you go in the home, when you say it depends on the home you go into, I mean, it depends on how that family handles everything. It depends on that family's mindset. You know what I mean? So I love that. And when you went to prison, was that when you was staying with your mom, or with your white family, or when you was already grown and out the house?
Already out the house. I was already out the house then.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I was
what
already out the
mindset?
house.
So you sitting in prison, right?
Yep.
So did you find, because they a lot of people find spiritual mindset in prison. So is that where you found it, or did you find it after that or before?
I found it after let's rephrase that. From beginning of time, I've always believed in something outside of me.
Right.
before I came in this realm and
Mhm.
everything, like I knew that it was something that was greater than me. Cause like me being a little bitty boy, when I try to like go back to my earliest memories is like of pyramids and Egyptian anything that dealt with ancient times and Egyptian heads. That's what
Mhm.
I remember those from an earlier age. So it's like spirituality's always been there. But
Okay.
one thing I learned when I went to prison is that I didn't want to dig into the Bible, should I say,
Right.
only because I had got in trouble. You see what I'm saying? And that was my mindset getting locked up. I was like, I feel like everybody who get in trouble now they want to go run to the Bible when they should have already been in the Bible. So it was like, but then when I would go to the hole and I tried to read the Bible, it was hard to read the Bible. So I was like, man, forget this. I'm not reading the Bible. It's over.
Wow.
So it didn't start early.
Oh, okay.
It started after I got out.
Oh, okay. So what led up to you becoming spiritual, more spiritual? Like what led up to that?
Everyday life problems.
Mm,
Everyday life problems and recognizing that everybody dang near got the same problem just in a different different curve.
mm,
See what I'm saying? It's just in a different curve that they got an angle. So it's like when I seen it and then I started seeing patterns. When I started seeing patterns, I was like, all right, that means something else. Cause it's like I can tell you what a pattern is. And if you're gonna argue me the pattern and I can walk you down on your same pattern, that's when I started realizing I need to learn what's this gift that I got that's in me.
mm,
And when I did that, that's when I just was like, all right, what's all this about manifesting and all that stuff? Like I had to learn all that stuff. And then when I started learning, it's like I already knew this, like, but just in a different way. Cause like when I look at when I was in prison and I look at how I'm able to judge things now, I have to look back on how did I make it through 13 years and 8 months in prison, going in at 30 days after 18. You see what I'm saying? With no family support through that. Like, how did I do that? You see what I'm saying? Once I look back on that and I done dug into this spirituality, going back into understanding about the pyramids and all of that, that's where I've understood where our energy, the energy you keep, the energy I keep, the energy that anyone keep, we all got the ability to read it because we all hold the same energy.
mm,
See what I'm saying? Once
right.
I started learning that, like, just by understanding what patterns meant, rhythm, understanding how these in correspondence and vibrations, I understood that
Mm,
these were rules and laws that's been in place way before we got here. Only difference was is when I read the Bible, it seemed like the stories kept going over and over and they all end in death. You see what I'm saying?
right.
Once I recognized it, I said, hold on, this seems like just a cycle for us to keep crashing. And I ain't disrespecting the Bible, but when we dig a little bit deeper in spirituality, we'll recognize that the text that's in Bible now were written texts back then. We just missing a lot of pieces, and pieces was put in over time.
Mm,
When I started recognizing that, then I started seeing the world on why we are all so disconnected.
right.
Because I had learned too that every eye sees a different vision and color.
Mm,
See what I'm saying?
right.
When we all supposed to see up under one.
That part. Right.
And then like what made me not dig too deep into the Bible, but I did try to learn the Quran, is I don't dislike any religion. I just recognize that it only segregates us.
Mm, mm. That's powerful you said that.
See what
That's
I'm saying?
powerful you said that. Yeah.
Because if we all praying to the same God, spirit,
Mm,
and we're all carrying that same type of love in our heart, then there's no way that my religion could ever be better than yours. That can never fit in the same sentence. You see what I'm saying?
right.
And I can never look at mine being like, because certain my culture stands on this harder than other cultures, like, nah, because guess what? I'ma love you the same, no matter if you believe in spirit or not. Like, I'm as
Mm,
long as you nice, Imma give you my blessings that's within my being. And with us being spiritual people, that's what spirituality is.
mm.
Religion is
Like blood versus Crip, right? That's what I like to say. Like blood, the Bloods versus the Crips. You know,
Yeah, you know
one
what I'm
gonna get
saying?
you
So
know. So
yeah,
yeah, I
it's like that. So it's like that's one thing that I do want to bring to the world. It's like I'm already in process of bringing that back. I've been doing it slowly and surely on my page, and just like I made a post earlier today, like, look, I had to go back and reflect on my page, and the things that I said, those anything that I've said, I don't regret saying, only because somebody else is going to be able to learn from it. No matter if it's my deep personal, all the way to transitioning out of that. And as you see me still going, still smiling, still ready to give you some sauce to turn you up. You know what I'm saying? If you
yeah,
can see me do that, this is the story that I want you to see in the flesh when you watch a podcast. Like, you ain't got somebody staged and scripted. Here come the tears because I feel good. Like, because I told you I was going to end up doing this too. It's
hey,
like
that's okay.
that's the message that I want to send though.
Yeah.
Is you could be in the hardest situation in your life. And if you made it this far to watch this podcast, then you gotta look back and think about what it was you said or did or had to do to get out of that. And 9 times, 11 times out of 11 times, it was a prayer in there. It was some kind of positivity in there that you was gonna do that you ushered to
Yeah.
make it to the day to be able to watch this. So look, go back to that moment, focus on that, and use that as fuel every time you run into something.
Mm. So as you being a man, right, and being spiritual, why do
Mhm.
you feel that a lot of other men feel like is soft or a coward or whatever to show their feelings or to even be to believe or be spiritual or anything of that sort? What would you say as a man? Why do you feel like a lot of men have a hard time with that?
Imma say for
Or
me,
basically have a
and when I
negative mindset. Why do
Imma
you
say
say
when I say for me, Imma say this for me gonna be for a lot of people.
that?
At first, it's just fear of changing who this image I've been holding for however old they are w- at the moment that they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was for me, I've been wanting to do it forever, but it's like it took for me to have a child. It took for me to recognize that I just did 13 years and 8 months in prison. Dang, like how many things can I keep doing that I want to go backwards? And I'm gonna be honest with them, like it's fear. It's not wanting to take the time to learn, and it's not wanting to take time to stop life
Mm,
because that's what I had to do. Like, end up going homeless and everything, like, just to figure this stuff out. Because it was
right.
like, if I can't take the time out to learn this stuff right now, I am gonna keep falling in this same loop, blinding myself on not being able to see why. And that's what it is. Like, that's what it is. Like, us men, we would rather just keep dealing with it because we more headstrong about situations and willing to just take on the brute force. But it's like if we could just let that down, because when we let that down, that's allowing our and some for some men, I'm gonna speak this one for you, man, fellas. You may have to go attract to a woman in order to get in tune with your feminine side. Because when
Mhm.
you're around a woman, you're gonna be more softer. You see what I'm saying? So when you become more softer, you have to become comfortable in in that feminine energy while you with that female, or if it's a same sex relationship, then you have to become comfortable with that feminine energy that's within, that's being held. When you do, you're gonna be able to understand yourself more, which you will be able to give that out to somebody. Like, you'll be more nicer. Because I used to be that person who always thought negative, and whoever look at me, it's whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just all masculinity. There's no femininity in there whatsoever. Like, there's not even a pinch. And I feel like I'm with you on that. Like, I feel like men should add that feminine energy to themselves. And how can you do that, fellas? I'm gonna tell you how you could do that. Start loving on yourself. And I ain't talking about loving on yourself physically on the outside. I'm talking about the talks that you have in your head that nobody else hear. Because us men, we also gaslight our own self to keep ourselves going. I'm a man, so I can say it. Like, we definitely do that. So with us doing that, it's like we have to be nice to ourselves. We have to tell ourselves positive things to ourselves. That's getting in tune with your feminine side, because it's not you taking something outside of your body to give you an internal feeling.
Right.
So yeah,
I
that's why men stop it. That's why they won't, but they will now.
Hey, right. I love it. Like you said, fear keeps us from doing a lot of things because we're
It
not clear on
does.
what the outcome is going to be. Right. Most of us only time we encounter fear is because we don't know what's holding, what's going to happen on the other side. Like I tell people, it's never the dark alley that we're afraid of. It's what might pop out of the dark alley that you're afraid of. That's why you don't want to walk down a dark alley, right? It ain't just the darkness.
Yeah.
No, what's down there? Is somebody gonna come out and jump at me? Is they gonna kill me? They gonna stay and kidnap me? You don't know. So it's the unknown. And I think for a lot of men, we hold them as women, me being a woman, a lot of women hold men so high, what I mean, and expect so much from them. And we don't allow them as women, and I'm saying this as being a woman because I see this a lot. A lot of women don't allow men to be feminine, to cry. A lot of men scared to cry. What I mean? Like just something
Mm.
so simple. A lot of men are scared to do, especially around a woman. You will have a man that really, really needs to let it out, but he will hold it in, which bottles up and carries a lot more anger, right?
Hey,
A lot of more men got
please.
anger in them, and he don't have nowhere to let it out at. Like where do I get to let it out at if everybody is holding me and expects me to be tough all the time? Expects me to, always have the answer, expect me to always be the one to have it. Like, who's
Hey,
gonna be there for me?
hey, listen, fellas. You got a big body of water right outside. It's a big river out there. If you ain't got nobody to get that out to, bro, always remember, sis, always remember, you can go to that river for a minimum of 20 minutes by yourself, leave the phone in the car, and just chill by that water. Doing that by yourself, you gon' let them go. And if you don't think you are, I'm suggesting you to. Just let them go. Because guess what? That's you taking the first step with connecting with self. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm to the point now, like when I'm talking, if I feel like they ready to come, I'm just gonna pre-warn you, like, hey, listen, I'm getting a little emotional right now, but listen,
Right.
let's keep going.
And that's why I love that you did that because a lot of men scared to do that. Like,
Nah,
like they don't want to, they scared to let it out. So I appreciate you for doing that. And just give the men some of the things that you might say to yourself to stay positive or stay spiritual or whatever the case might be. What are some of the things that you might tell yourself?
one of the things I tell myself is I'm a king.
Mm,
I am a king. Like and when y'all say it, I want you to attach that feeling to it where you feel your body vibrate like and that goes for the ladies too. I'm a queen. Like, yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all off with it too. Like, yeah, but just I tell myself I'm a king. I speak positive, like I always give thanks. That's one of my biggest things is gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful. And I always just throw something on the end of it. Like, I'm so happy and grateful I got to see my son today. I'm so happy and grateful that I woke up and I got breath in my body to be able to move forward. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm going to meet about 10 people today and I'm going to be able to get them some spiritual game. I'm so happy and grateful. I just speak just over my day, over my life. I just, if I feel down, I'm gonna put some meditation music on, sit quiet, and I'm gonna meditate through. I may say affirmations through that. And then once you understand that your brain is designed to always answer questions, just start asking yourself subliminal questions. I start doing that, and then you will definitely connect to something out there in the ethers that's gonna give you a thought pattern of trying to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right.
those are all the things that I do. Like if I get down, I definitely ask myself questions. I just talk to spirit. That's my main thing. Like when I say affirmations and all of that, I'm just saying that for people who's not spiritual. Like I just speak to spirit. But those be in affirmations though, how I talk to them.
Right. I love it. I love it. Hey, so what led up to you writing your book, your spiritual book? What led up to you writing the book? And what is the name of it before you start? And then let us know what led up to you writing.
It's called the Hermetica Reimagined. So I was reading the Hermetica by Peter Gandy
Mhm.
and Tony Freak. That's who it is. I was reading that a lot and listening to it on audio. And the more and more I kept listening to it, it was like everything that was going on then was going on now pretty much. It's like because I was able to see into time in that book back then and be able to recognize what was going on in the current moment when I first started reading that book.
Right.
And when I kept reading it, it was like, all right, now that I'm fully understanding this book, if I recommend this to somebody, I would want them to be able to get it. And when I understood that I wanted somebody to be able to get it, I was like, all right, how can I break this book down? And I was like, you know what? The Hermetica Reimagine. And then boom. Once I did the Hermetica Reimagine, hold on, let me see. Am I able to share screen?
You said you want to share the screen?
Yeah, am I able to share screen?
Let me see. You should be able to try to share it and see if you can share it.
Host is able attendee screen share. No, I can't.
Okay.
All right, don't worry about it. So I was just gonna pull up the book real quick. So yeah, I that's when I created the Hermetica Reimagine. And the way I broke it down is I broke it down even more deeper for someone to be able to take steps to
Right.
understand that they are the beam of light and to understand who spirit is. I also broke down how everyday life goes on and how it's all connected. Like how it's all connected to the nowadays. And that's like my main thing is I wanted to bring back ancient times back into now because it's still going on now just without structure. And once we get that structure, it's going to be easier to take that next step in understanding what I've been talking about for so long on my page. Because it's going to be like you're going to be able to have that gift of discernment to be able to see through your battles, but understand that those battles is only built to give you an experience of a hurdle.
Oh man, I I I love it. For one, we don't. That's a whole different take on the way you look at everything. You
Yeah.
know, and it's outside the box. A lot of people are scared to think outside the box. Why? Because we grew up to think like if it's not what everybody else believe in, if it's not what everybody else saying, right, that
Yep.
we're not supposed to stay away from it. So I love that you're taking your own approach and teaching the people a different way of thinking. We don't
Yeah,
have that. So,
it's like, all right, so look, a
mhm,
vibration. These are things that's talked about in my book. So a vibration, right? If you get mad right now, viewer, if you get mad right now and you stay mad for about 10 minutes and you own any kind of devices, within that 10 minutes, you're going to run across either within your phone, your TV, or people around you, or even outside, you're going to hear something else that's going to be negative going on.
mhm,
That's a vibration. Then when you happy, when you super happy, you notice when you smile, you make somebody else smile. When you yawn, you make somebody else yawn. You see what I'm saying? Those are
that's true.
all different vibrations. That's all what spirituality is about. Vibrations, correspondence,
Mm,
oneself. Like that's all it is. That's what that book's about. Like it's just building you on it. Like first helping you see how the Bible was written and how it correlates with this book, the Hermetica, and how I broke it down to the Hermetica Reimagined. It's like I broke it down so you could just see like everything correlates. Like your everyday life, you're gonna see your everyday life in that book.
mm, I love that. I
Well,
love
I ain't
that.
gonna say not on part one. Part one is just teaching you the ropes, everything, pretty much like the Bible. And then part two is letting you see how the transition is like things is going on then, how it's going on now, and how you can reshape it to keep moving forward.
Mm. Okay, so them is two different books, right?
Yeah, them two different books. That's why I had to separate that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So you got two different books out. And so where can they find these books?
Well, I got them on what is that? Dang, I don't forgot that fast. Because I remember the little emblem. Patreon. I got it on
Patreon.
Patreon. Inner Strength Transition. Yeah. I got it on
Okay.
Patreon, Inner Strength Transition. And I also got it on Amazon Kindle
Okay. So it's on Amazon, Inner Strength Transition, and
on-
Patreon, right?
and Patreon.
Okay.
No, it's
All right.
Patreon and Amazon, and it's Inner Strength Transition on Patreon. And
Okay.
it's Lorenzo Chambers on Amazon.
Okay. All right. So y'all see that? So on Amazon is Lorenzo Chambers, and on the other ones is what? Inner.
Inner Strength Transition.
Okay. All right. So make sure that y'all know and specifically where if y'all going to Amazon, who to look for, and if y'all going over here, where to look for. But the title is still the same, no matter where y'all go. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. The
That's right.
Hermetica Reimagined. The Hermetica Reimagined.
Right. I love it. So if somebody say if they like, you know what, I'm just like loving your book. Do you have like, do you do coachings or how does that work? Or is it right now you're just like they just have the book and you're forming that still, or you don't plan on doing coaching?
Nah, them books right there, it ain't even no coaching coming out of them books. Those are
Right.
just learning materials, spiritual material, like hermetic science material. So you could just learn and incorporate it now.
Mm, I love that. So see y'all. So look, you can just learn it right there for yourself and
Yeah, that's
incorporate
for
right then
yourself.
and here.
This next part of the journey, that was it. That's what I was saying, that I'm just keeping that quiet right now. This next part of the journey, That's where that coaching gonna come in at, and that's coming real soon.
Hmm. S- So you do a lot of, I noticed on your page, you do a lot of exercising, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I see you doing a lot of exercising. And one of the things he shared with me, y'all, is that he got his own exercising style, right? So do you
Yeah.
have a name for it, or is no name for it, or it's just like Lorenzo's? We gonna call it Lorenzo's exercise. What is it?
I'm gonna just say it's pretty much like it's a mixture between just yoga and kettlebell work. That's all it
Mm.
is. It's like yoga and kettlebell work upside down on my back.
Oh, okay. Because I see you doing a lot of that. So I just want to touch on that. So how do you keep the confidence to, I mean, y'all, because when I say, if y'all ever looked at his page, tell them, before I get into what I want to say, tell them how they can watch you. What platforms are you on and what's your handle?
Inner strength transition on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Okay. So inner strength transition, y'all, on all
Inner
y'all
strength
favorite
transition.
platforms.
All
All
of
right. When y'all
Lorenzo.
see,
Hey, and this Lorenzo Chambers on Facebook.
okay, Lorenzo Chambers on
It's
Facebook.
Lorenzo
Okay.
Chambers on Facebook because I can't change it on there. I just tried again today.
Yeah, Facebook be doing their own thing. They do their own thing. It's okay. But
Hmm.
when I tell y'all, I want to tell y'all about, so I watch his page, and the way this man exercises, it's like, where do you get the strength from, or the just the like? So how do you have like a certain diet you follow? I hate the word diet, but do you eat a certain way? Or do you just like eat whatever you want to and you just make sure you get up and exercise and meditate, yoga? How do you keep the energy to exercise the way you do? Like, is it all
Every
spiritual? Is that on that as well, or what?
everything you just said, literally.
Elaborate on that.
All right, so I like candy, so I eat candy all the time. My son like candy, so it's like we always eating candy. That's one thing, but I fast a lot. I
Mm.
fast, so it's like that's where the spirituality come in at. I go on a fast, like I will may eat like a few pieces of candy throughout the day to get me through
Right.
until, and that would be like just that's just winging it, like a bag of chips. Like today, I just ate one bag of chips and two suckers. That's it. But then tomorrow I'm going into a fast though. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like breaking myself down from eating food. And then I go into a fast. So that's how I keep myself on point, is because I go into a fast and stay in that water fast and only listen to spiritual music, spiritual teachings, and just that's all I'm gonna listen to throughout my whole fast, cleansing my body. Because it's like after I think it's like 17 hours is one show organs go ahead and completely go through, and it's like for chicken it's 24 hours, red meats is 72 hours,
Mm.
and for fish is 12 hours for it to fully process through your body. So I make sure I do at least 72 hours the minimum fast. Like anything I do over that, I'll probably start eating fruit
Mm.
and go them extra days, fruit only. And
Right.
then I always try to set me like some kind of celebration date where I can go. The day that I'm gonna break it completely is I go get me some fish. And
Mm.
that's how I keep my body back in shape. And then after I eat that fish, I'm gonna probably go back and indulge into what I want to eat. And then you know
Right.
what? It's time to put some discipline back on yourself. So it's like I just got down to having fun for Halloween. So it's like it's time to go into discipline now.
No, I love it. So
Yeah.
you so basically you like I eat whatever I want to eat. You just know how to process it and what increments to keep it in. And like you said, you constantly fast. So it don't matter what you're putting in your body because you're constantly eliminating it, getting rid
Yep.
of it.
But the most I go is like 2 weeks. I go about 2 weeks because I used to only fast in the beginning of the month, first
Right.
3 days of the month. Boom. And then I went from that to I graduated to 3 days in the beginning of the month to 3 days at the end of the month within the same
Mhm.
month. Boom. And I just kept doing that. And then I just was like, you know what? I'm about to just go 5 days. And I
Mm.
did that. And I was like, God, if I fifth day killed me. And then I was like, you know what? I got to go for 7. Like, you can't stop at 5. You got to go to 7. Like, had to go the
Might as well
whole
finish the
7.
week out.
Yeah. Then I knocked that week out. And like, now I just stick with like 5 days. I go 5 days out the month. Then another 5 probably. If I go too hard right after I just had a fast, because sometimes I go and eat a little silly, be up there. But see, my body talks to me though. That's another
Mm.
thing. You got to pay attention to your body. Your body will talk to you. Like if I eat too much outside of my diet, my back will hurt.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? My back will start hurting. I'll be like, damn, why my back hurting? I ain't even did nothing. Be like, oh, I must have done ate too much sugar. It's over. That's something. You know what I'm saying? So your
Uh-huh.
body definitely tells you when something's wrong. When something's wrong. Like, yeah,
I love that because I noticed that too with my diet. Like if I eat outside of my diet, it's crazy. My skin will get crazier. You know what I mean? You're like, what the mess?
ooh,
Like,
yes,
so
that's another one. That's another one. When I eat, if I eat too much, if I eat too hard outside of my diet, like just starting trying stuff, my
right.
face will break out. Like I get like splotches on my skin. Like, what is that? Like what? And I'd be like, oh, that had to been in the food. Oh no, I'm not doing that no more. Yeah. So I didn't experience that too.
Yeah, food. Hey, your body. I tell people listen to their body all the time, and that's I think America's number one problem is we don't listen to our body. Instead, we listen to the commercials we see on TV, right? And and TikTok and every what Facebook say do, and then what makes it harder? Everybody coming up with new recipes every day online. They got all this stuff that looks so good, and you like, man, right? You know, I was gonna fast today, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me
You
try that. I
so
swear.
they make it harder for you, don't they?
I
So
swear
I
they do.
hey, so for you to be able to do it when you fast, do you just drink water? Or because
Yep.
you know everybody fast, I know this is different. So is yours just water?
It depends. Sometimes I just well, yeah, it's just water. Well, I drink coffee too. So I drink a cup of coffee in the
Okay.
morning, and then I pretty much just drink water all day. But I don't drink coffee all day. I just make it that 1 cup in the morning, and then it's over after that. It's just straight water.
Now tell me about how you feel when you're going through that because I tried to fast, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all know I'm honest. This is slapping with truth. So I'm honest even about me. How do you do it without getting a headache and be like, you know what, I gotta eat, forget this? How do you do that? Or am I not drinking enough water? Or what do you think that could be?
Not drinking enough water.
Because I listen to I listen to Yaki Awaken all the time. And one of the main things he talks about is how a lot of people sometimes we'll think we're hungry when we're not really
Yep,
hungry, we're actually thirsty.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
You
That's
know
true.
what? On that note, I'm gonna take a sip of water right now on here. Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy is this right here is that that's what my eating outside my diet is. See what I'm saying? I lack water and I eat. That's what I call
Mhm.
eating outside of my diet. Like
Right.
because when I pay attention to a lot of water, I eat less.
Mm. Because you're filling yourself up.
With water constantly, which is flushing you at the same time, keeping your body cleansed out at the same time, and you don't eat as much. But when I'm fasting, no, I take it back. When I'm not fasting, and I don't drink that much, I don't drink as much water in that medium time, which is why that food attacks my body so hard. Like where I say I'll be hurting, oh
Right.
my back hurting. Yeah, that's where it attacked me at from not drinking water. So yeah, staying on top of
Mm.
your water, it's gonna take away aches, pains, and For people who's overweight, let me give some fitness advice out real quick. For people who's
Please.
overweight, water will help you lose weight. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. But if you drink water and you just do stretching routines, you ain't even got to work out. Do stretching routines and drink water on a regular and set that at a pace,
Right.
you will lose weight. Now, if you're trying to gain weight, drinking water and filling up on water on a regular and doing little push-ups, squats. If you got a pull-up bar, pull-ups, dips, you just doing that, not going to the gym, not going to go pay for a membership. I'm saving you money. You do that and drink water on and keep your body filled with water. Calisthenics stick with your body longer than weights do. So that's why if you notice, I don't never be like lifting a whole bunch of weights. I either
Over
just
here
got me
drinking all the
kettlebells.
water today.
I just, if you notice, I only use kettlebells or I use dumbbells. I don't use no other machines.
Right.
I use my own body weight because this is what's gonna stick with me longer. If I stop working out, my body gonna still be on point for at least a few months. So that's something that anybody should take heed to right there. Is water can decrease your weight as long as you're stretching your body, and you can increase muscle tone by drinking water and doing the basics: push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and squats. And it's gonna keep you
Wow.
longer and it's gonna look better. I used to tell my clients that all the time when I used to train them, like, listen,
Right.
I'm working in this gym. I only make $9 an hour out of this. Why you come here when you could do this at home? Like, you could easily just do these simple things, and you could be able to gain the weight. Like, that's what I used to tell my clients all the time. But a lot of people, they need that. Hey, I need you to tell me exactly what to do. Next thing, next thing, next thing. So that part of training people, I did like that part. I ain't gonna lie. When I used to be a
Yeah.
personal trainer, like, but yeah, that's my favorite thing. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like to go to the gym for my own self because it going and working out builds. I'm building an internal picture. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? When I go work out. But my favorite part about going to go work out is when I'm able to give someone who's open to some advice when they're not doing the workout right. Like if they're not doing the correct workout or they're not doing proper form. I like
Hmm.
that if they're open to information, I love to be able to go over to people like, hey, look, can I please show you how to do this real quick? Because I want you to feel this. And once I show them and then they try it, I love the look that they give me because they be like, yeah, oh my God, yeah, that feels good. Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Right. Right. Because I'm over here like,
Yeah, that's my
hey, I hope y'all listening. So if y'all listening to this podcast, I don't want to hear nobody with no excuses about how they ain't got no money to join a gym or know how you need something to gain weight. Because he just gave y'all a tip on how to do either one, including me, Queen A. All right. He gave us all tips on how we can do it with just the things we doing every day. Water, dumbbells, you know, pull-ups, like he said, push-ups. So
dips,
hey,
squats.
listen, he's telling
That's
y'all.
all you need.
So how much water would you recommend for somebody who's fasting? Like, okay, like for me, talk to Queen A for a minute, right? All right, we talking. I come to you.
All right,
I'm
but
like,
it's
hey,
all right. So I only feel asking a woman how much she weigh if I'm actually going over a personal training thing. So it's kind of hard for me to ask you that. So what I want to say is let's
I'm a
just
buck
gauge
soaking
your
wet. I don't care. Hey,
how
I
much
don't
you
care.
weigh.
It's about me. This slapping with truth. I'm a buck soaking
All right,
wet. So now you're talking to somebody a buck. What do
buck
I do?
soaking wet,
That buck soaking
50,
wet.
50 fluid ounces, 50 fluid ounces of water a day,
Okay. All
half your
right.
body weight.
Oh, so basically, whatever your
That's
body weight
that's
is,
the
you take half of that, and that's how
half
much
of
water you consume.
that's the bare minimum you should be taking in a day.
Wow.
It's the
Wow.
bare minimum you should be taking in, half your body weight.
Mm.
So anything over that is gonna start flushing you real good. And once you start
Right.
like once you get in the rhythm and habit to keep using the restroom and you in the flow of working out, because you're on a mission to get your body to a certain degree, you're gonna be happy. Like you should get happy about keep using the restroom because you're exiting you you see what I'm saying? You
Right.
you're releasing the
All
toxins
the
and
toxins
all
and
the stuff
chemicals.
that's stuck inside you right now.
Wow. And
So
here I
yeah,
am
that's
trying to
good.
keep myself from peeing a lot.
Heck, you're not. You want to do that. You actually want to flush your body because you anything that you holding in got to come out.
Right. Right.
So if you could flush it out just a little bit faster, that's gonna put you on a whole nother frequency a little bit faster that we don't even realize that we be on.
Dang. Oh my gosh. Like you done gave the people something for free. Like guys, and this is for free. And if y'all ain't following him, go follow him on TikTok, Facebook. He's Lorenzo Chambers. All the other stuff, right? It's what?
Inner strength
Inner
transition.
strength, inner strength transition. All
Yes,
right.
yes,
So
yes.
make sure y'all follow him. When I say this man right here, when it comes to his working out, y'all gonna be looking like he got all the energy to do that. Now remember, he has all the energy to do that. And y'all heard him just say he fasts all the time.
Yeah, I'm
So with
fasting.
just water in his system,
I'm
this man is
fasting
able
right
to.
now.
I should have known that.
Right.
I should have known. Wow. So I'm amazed because I don't know. Like I was trying to figure out, but now I understand why I'm getting headaches because I'm not taking in enough water. When I'm trying to fast, I'm getting headaches and I want some food. And so, then I try to keep from drinking the water because I'm using the bathroom, but you just solved all that. Like, no, that's why you're going to you
Yeah,
need.
just look at it like this, just so you can get comfortable with drinking water. Like, say you want to hype yourself up to get your body right.
Right.
Add a couple cuts to your body. Water gonna
Mm,
get you there. Just
mm,
plant that seed in your own brain. Water gonna get you there. Water and a
right.
little bit of action. Water and a little bit of action, and watch you gonna start seeing little features pop up on your body. Whatever it is you focus on that you're looking for, it's gonna start showing.
Wow. That's
I promise.
That's amazing. Like I ain't never heard nobody. I mean, I always hear people say they fast, but I guess I've never really asked nobody and really got into it because I'm just thinking, well, I mean, I'm a buck, so I mean, I better. This is how I'm thinking now. I'm talking about for the little people out there now. So this a myth for us because I know if y'all like skinny me, y'all up there like, fast. I better eat some. I better not fast. I'm a wither away, right? That's how we think as skinny people. I'm just putting it out there. Like
Yeah,
this is
be
sad.
weak.
Like, hold up, I might blow away if I fast, right? Hold on now, I'm already, hold up. Don't let a storm hit and how you talk about
But guess
fasting.
what though? They ain't even gonna know. Once you get done fasting, you just rebirthed into a new person. You elevating and vibrating on a whole new level now once you get done fasting. If you hold true to a fast, and I ain't gonna lie to you, the one thing that I like to do, I like to be on a mission when I fast too. Like I like to have a goal in mind or something that I'm trying to get accomplished during that fast. So now food takes away and gives you a clear mind, and it gives you more energy just drinking that water, and you'll last longer on any endeavor that you focus on.
Mhm.
So it's like drinking water, not eating no food, and focusing on your mission or your drive or your heart's desire or your passion or whatever it is you're trying to manifest. You're gonna be able to pay attention to that just a little bit more when you ain't eating. Because what does food do? Soon as we digest something and we put some food in our body, we automatically get sluggish
That's what I said, make you lazy. I get tired. I'm ready to go to sleep.
immediately. So it's like we could transition that and just filter that out a little bit. It's gonna give you more energy. Like you don't even have to fast. You ain't even gotta fast. Just slow down on eating so much food. Like just cut
Mhm.
your portions down. Once you cut your portions down for the people who just can't jump straight into a fast,
Right.
just cut your portions down. Once you cut your portions down, then you're gonna recognize that you're able to make it without that much, and you're gonna see a difference in your weight. Once you see the difference in your weight, that's gonna give you motivation right there. I don't even like
Right.
to give people the end picture. I like to give people that beginning picture because you got to look at it from the beginning for somebody who never did it. And it's like that's what you got to do is just always wing yourself into it. Like just break it down.
Right.
What I did, like I went from getting a whole meal at McDonald's. I need a meal to about 3 months only getting the burger. I only get the burger and a drink, burger and a drink. And then I was like, all right, boom, I just ain't about to get nothing. That's how I broke myself into fasting. I went from eating whole meals to just getting the main and going from the main to, all right, I'm about to just try this. If I'm only eating I went from the main on all 3 meals to 2 meals, 2 meals a day. And then I heard that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. And then I heard that breakfast wasn't the most important meal of the day because eating that food first thing in the morning makes you sluggish. So I was like, all right, that was a trend that was a lie that's been told to us for the longest. Is that
Man.
breakfast is the most important meal? Like, boom. Once I started learning all that, and I was like, you really only need one meal to make it throughout the day. You just got to time it just right and make it a proper meal. You straight. And that's pretty much what I do. I don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I eat one meal.
Mm.
I eat one meal a day. And it's
I
gonna be
heard
it's gonna huh?
I hear a lot of the more I listen to people that focus on their health, I hear a lot of them saying they don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They only eat one meal, or they only eat like
Yeah,
snacks throughout the day, fruits or nuts or something like that. You know what I mean?
yep. And,
Um,
and like my snacks be like that's why I told you I be eat. I don't really eat for real. I remember I told you in the beginning of this. I don't really eat for real. I just eat snacks. I eat candy.
right. You
Like so,
said
I just give me a bag of candy or some like Skittles is my thing because it's small. It ain't a whole bunch of them. I could just
right.
nibble on them. If I could eat a couple of them throughout the day, I'm straight.
Mm.
I'm straight. Like
Hey, I love it. So before we wrap up everything, right?
okay,
Tell us, is there anything you would love to say to somebody who's like maybe wondering about the spiritual journey, or maybe like, okay, I want to think outside the box, but this is what I've been raised to believe. Because a lot of people are scared to jump over and think outside the box because of what they grew up. I mean, my grandma taught me this. Who want to get rid of grandmama recipe, right? I mean, let's just keep it real. Like, like my grandmama taught me this. Like, so what would you say for some people that's kind of scared to think outside the box?
I wouldn't tell you that. Honestly, the first thing I would say is connect with yourself. Connect with yourself. Like start dissecting your beliefs. I ain't gonna tell you to just jump straight into go try to find a religion or find this spiritual Bible or even go get my book. I'm gonna tell you first, figure out what it is that got you feeling disgruntled. Once you feel like it, once you can figure out why that is, dissect it, understand how it came about. You know what I'm saying? And then once you could dissect that by yourself, then you're gonna recognize that you just dissect that with spirit. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Because that's gonna
I,
be that oneness why you breaking that down, not needing somebody else's input outside of yourself. So that's the first thing I'm gonna tell you. Once a person gets comfortable in doing that, and they're not doing it out of malice, they're doing
mm,
it out of really trying to get to the bottom of it because they want some freeness on their heart. When that's when you know you're in alignment to fall in alignment with your finding spirituality best way it fit for you. Is once all that's out of your heart or you feel like you holding on and stuff, then you got to go back and dissect that for yourself. I ain't gonna tell you to go find no spirituality or no religion to help you get through that. Figure that out. Like, and if you can't get it, the other party to help you figure that out, then you have to figure that out and taking responsibility by yourself. And that's what I want to that's my main message for anybody. It's like taking responsibility no matter if I egged you on for you to get there, me taking that responsibility and knowing that what I said was the reason it ticked that, that's how you gonna be able to accept whatever happened after that. You know what I'm saying? And then when we start looking at life in that form, because that's how I look at life. I look at life like I pay attention on how this is gonna how this interaction is gonna be, only because it's what I want you to give me back. Now, once I understood that everybody ain't gonna give that, then I had to understand that, all right, I have to take responsibility at least. And when you do that, you falling in a whole nother line. Cause guess what? The whole world rather point the finger before taking responsibility. Even for the smallest things of like, oh, I knocked your hat up there. No, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like we could just be like, yeah, I did, my bad. Like just starting small. And when you do that, it's gonna make you want to go find something that's gonna keep that vibrate you a little bit higher after, because that's what I did. I had to take responsibility in my life. Like I had to take the biggest initiative and understand that I could say my mama was the reason why this happened. My daddy was the reason why this happened. My sister, my brother. I could say all these people was the reason. But once I recognized I was the one that had to go through or keep allowing for it to even become an action, that's when I realized I had to take responsibility. Once I was ready to take responsibility, then I took that step of wanting to move to spirituality. That's what I did. That's my exact steps. Like I had to take responsibility because I just got tired of pointing a finger at everybody, like, "Da, da, 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 da," and then they going on living their life still doing it. So it's like,
Right.
I gotta break out this box. So that's why I tell anybody. I tell anybody to take responsibility and then find what's gonna fulfill you to take you to that next level after that. And if you can't find it, then you go to Lorenzo Chambers on Facebook, or you go to Inner Strength Transition on all platforms. And shoot, send me an email, innerstrengthtransition8@gmail.com, and I'll talk to you.
Hey, and then y'all heard it right here first. Now make sure y'all check him out. Like I said, this man, I had to ask about how he stay fit. So I'm glad I did, because we end up getting some knowledge for free for people that's trying to lose or gain weight. It don't matter, right? We ain't
Yeah,
got y'all some free knowledge on here now. So if you watching me, if you ain't following yet or subscribing, y'all might as well go ahead and do it, because hey, we giving away the truth right here. Okay.
you
So
better
y'all
know
can,
it.
hey, you hear me? The truth. Say, like he said, you can go and pay the membership, or you can do it for free on your own with
Yeah,
water and
free
the
on
little
your
few
own.
exercises that we do anyway, right?
That you
So
pay to go do.
paying trainers to do push-ups. You know what I'm
Nah, you
saying?
paying the membership, shoot. Push-ups, pull-ups, and dips don't require no weights. And I always remember this. It may take you longer to get there, but guess what? It only take you longer to get there the longer you ain't thinking about how you want your body to look while you working out. That's with weights or without weights. You always got to envision what you want to look like. You can't think, I'm going to go do this workout and then it's going to get there. Nah, you got to see it. You got to see your body. Like for the ladies,
Mhm.
girl, I know you. All right, I got to get that thing together back there. Okay, bet. Boom. That's for the ladies. For the fellas, it's like, all right, if you want your chest bigger, you got to see how you want your chest big. Because once you can see in your brain how you want your chest big, then you're gonna go and find the workouts that's gonna pump your chest to that big. You see what I'm saying? But if we
Right.
don't know what we looking for before we go in there and we just put the picture of I just want to be big or I just want to be thick, then guess what? We don't know which way that's gonna turn out.
That's true. That's true. And you really don't.
That's what
You
I
really
used to try to
don't.
explain to my clients. Like, listen, you got to tell me exactly what it is you're looking for. You want you, oh, I'm trying to go to a wedding. Okay, so that means you need to be plick, plack, 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 plow. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I got you then. That's what I need you to tell me. If you don't tell me, yeah, I can't get you there. We
I
just
know
go
what
get
you look
your old regular. Go
right.
get your old regular bucket and you just go hop on in there. You're like, nah, you gotta say, I
Right.
want to sculpt it.
Right.
So
Like
yeah,
how I know what to do.
because yeah, you gotta see it. Like, and that's why I used to tell my clients. So this is coming from a trainer. Like, I would tell my clients this. Tell me what you want to look like so I can work with it. Oh, I want my legs to look like this. Okay, so boom. If you want your legs to look like this, these are workouts we're gonna do. These the ones that hit just this area, just targeting just that. And then when we hit that, then guess what? Oh, it's burning right there where I said I wanted it to. Yeah, exactly. Now it's working. So that's what you do. You gotta see it. Boom. Okay. You flex it. If you can't flex that muscle, then if you see exactly what that's gonna look like on you, then go work that muscle.
Mm, I love it. Well, I just want to tell y'all, it has been a pleasure to have him on here. This man, like I said, he is an author, you know, a freelancer. This is coming from somebody that went from homeless to an author, y'all. Homeless to an author. Like, that's a lot. That is so much. And I just want to tell you, if ain't nobody else told you, right? Like, I'm proud of you, to
Thank-
see your journey, and to actually make yourself, you know, feminine enough at times to where, like, you even shared a cry with us on here, like, right? You even was like, what I'm getting sent around about.
Straight
And for
out
me,
the
it's
gate.
like, you feel me? I'm like, for me, it's like, hey, do your thing. Like, I'd be excited to see me and let them know it's okay, because nobody is tough all the time. It's not, nobody is. So, and if somebody said he is, I tell them run from it, right?
Hey, I gotta
So,
say this one real quick.
oh, go ahead.
That's that's so true because I used to tell my brother all the time. Like I used to, like I got a gift for being able to just see souls on people, and
Mhm.
it's like I used to see my brother and be like, "Bro, just let it out." He'd be like, "What you talking about?" Like, "Bro, just let it out. Just come over and put your head on my shoulder, bro. Just let it out." He'll walk straight over there and just let it out. Grown. Just let
Mhm.
it out. Like, I told you, brother. And that's when I was able to see souls on people and understand like what people going through on a deeper level. Cause like I could look at somebody and just tell what they going through. And because people say looks can be deceiving, but it's like you could see energy on people, like, or at least I can. I can't put that gift on everybody, but I can see energy on people. And I think that's what made me be wanting to help people more than anything. Like, cause you can always want to try to help somebody who don't want the help for real. Like, but they want it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of people always turn help down because it don't look like the way they envisioned it to come once it was
Mhm.
coming, once it show up at their door.
Right.
And it's like I don't know, man. That just yeah, you got me right there.
No, that's okay. Like, a lot of people, like you said, they turn down help because they're expecting it to come the way that they think it's supposed to come. And it's just like when they say that guy was on the house in a flood, and they say hey, the father sent you a boat. He sent the plane, he sent everything, and you still sitting there like, Father, why you ain't saving me? You let me drown. Well, I sent everything to you, what I'm
I
supposed to
sent
do.
you everything. Yep, I sent you
Like,
the
what you
book.
want me
Yeah,
to do?
I
Send
remember
my
that
actual
story.
hand down there? And that's what a lot of people expecting. Like, even now in the world, people expecting it to see an actual hand come down, you know what I mean, before they wake up. So,
And
I just
hold
want
on,
to,
can I elaborate on that? Since this
mhm,
is a true podcast, let me go
yeah.
ahead and elaborate on that. All right, so in the Bible, when they said that Christ was coming back, I want to clarify this. This is where I say it goes in. This is where the disruption comes in the Bible. When they said Christ was coming back, Jesus somehow got added to that. Jesus Christ is coming back.
Mhm,
But it was never Jesus Christ was coming back. It was Christ conscious was coming back, which is the mindset,
mhm,
which is the Hermetica reimagine. You see what I'm saying? So it's
mhm,
like it's a mindset. That
mhm.
mindset is a higher conscious mindset, which is the white light that exhibits because what you I could see straight through you. If you transparent, that's light. Feel me? If you transparent, that's light. So it's like that's what it's all a mindset. And
Oh, yeah.
that's what God is. Because the confusion in the Bible is the confusion in the Bible is this. The way the Bible was put to me was separation from the beginning. Man and woman in the apple.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying? Like that's like if when I listen to this story being told from multiple different people, the first thing
Mhm.
they say when I tell them, "Tell me your version of the Bible." Oh, Adam and Eve and the woman ate the
Adam and
apple
Eve.
and the
Yeah.
snake. Like
And then they blame women and they're hey, I know the
that's
story.
I am a man giving that stance right there. I said this earlier this year. Women, I'm standing on that one out the Bible. That one right there, that's the main thing that gets me, like where it created that separation. That's what I don't like about the Bible. And then if we listen to the Bible, it's nothing about a woman in the Bible for real. Like it's little's oh his wife, but not no main stories. And guess what? It's women that's been on this earth right here that we're all on who was rulers over stuff. What's her name? Cleopatra?
Mhm.
She was a
Yeah.
ruler, a female ruler. And there was
Yeah.
another woman, start her name started with a H. Like I've been doing my research on this stuff because it's like I had to understand why is this I know it's some women that's done been powerful in this world. And now that I'm recognizing that, I see that I see why separation was here to keep us segregated. But if it keeps us segregated, that means that we'll never all be one.
That's it.
You see what I'm
That's the
saying?
oh,
And
I
then,
totally agree.
and then once it broke outside of that, that's when religion got created. That was
Yeah.
another form of segregation. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
why I don't do religion at all. I feel like religion is it's a gang, if you ask me. It's just another form of a gang. It's like the blood versus the crib, Baptists versus Christians, and Christians versus everybody versus everybody. You know what I mean? Instead of, but they all say we won, and that's where the confusion come in with everybody at. Well, if we won, who right? You know, if we are one, who's supposed to be right? You know,
Exactly.
so I don't even, but it's that's why I say, I'm a spiritual person, I'm not religious at all. I'm very far from being religious because I believe, like you just said, religious keeps us separated. So, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
glad that you
understood.
said that. A lot of people don't understand how much it does keep us separated. And if y'all ain't, already, if y'all watching this podcast, go make sure that y'all following him because I'm telling y'all, he will the way he presents certain things that have you thinking outside the box. And also, like just for exercise routine. I mean, if you want to get fit, you can definitely watch him. I can tell you're going to see an exercise video popping up here and there every once in a while, right? So, and don't forget his books are available on Amazon. Inner Strength Transition, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And Patriot.
Patreon on Patreon. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Patreon. Okay. All right. That's why I said Patreon. I knew I said it wrong. As soon as I said that's why I looked at you like, okay. So Patreon. So make sure that y'all get them books. How much are they?
I think they're like $9 at the most.
All right.
Nine
Well,
dollars at the most.
$9. Most of y'all spend most more of that when y'all go get something to eat. All right. So, and for this, you can spend money on that book and get your mind right for life. That's something you can keep on the shelf
Right.
for life. And it's lesser than what you usually pay if you go to a restaurant and get something to eat. All these meals nowadays, including McDonald's, I don't know if y'all know this, but they all about $10. All right, the
And the
average
thing
meal is
is,
about $10.
once you once you get the books, the one thing I do want to say is
Mm-hmm.
I want you to continuously reread that material. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you keep rereading it, that's where the value is. Because they're short. Like the value is keep rereading it. Because once you keep rereading it, it's gonna open you up different times every time. And when it open you up at different times, you're gonna see something different in your life.
Right.
Like, that's what, oh, that's what. And I'm that type person. I like to be able to discover things like, oh, bang, bang, bang. So that's the same way
Right.
I like to create. I like to create things like that. The same way I like to learn and all of that. I break stuff down the same way. I need this broke down to me like this. So that's how I broke it down for people. Like it's broke down to the simplest form to apply to life. Like, oh, okay. So when that was happening, that's where I was messing up. Like, like when I go back and read it, I'm like, okay, oh, dang, that's like when I read the first, like I went back and read it earlier today before I jumped on here, and I was like, dang, I wrote this and didn't even realize that in this part, this is the man talking to the man. Like,
Hey,
'cause
that part.
I be
You
writing
feel
stuff from so many different angles, and I always like, even when y'all go on my page, y'all gonna see that the topic may be one thing, but it's gonna resonate with like 9 different other things. So yeah, go follow my page. Go get y'all some sauce real quick.
hey, follow it. He on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. He on all of it.
Everywhere.
But just make sure that y'all following him, all right? And y'all know I don't bring nothing but the truth on here. That's what we do. That's why we call it slapping with truth. Today, y'all got the sauce, including me. What water can do for you. What water. And if you don't know, you don't even got to pay for water. You can boil water and purify your own water. I mean, we can get into that, but I'm just saying, like, you don't even have to, so you don't even have to have like what I did. You don't even have to go to the store and buy water. You can literally go to your sink, boil your own water, and get you some fresh water. Okay, y'all. So I just want y'all to understand it's a lot of different ways we can go into that, but that'd be the whole nother story. I'm trying to tell y'all because I tell y'all purify some water, but we're going, that'd be a whole nother thing. But y'all already know, y'all. I always tell y'all, and so y'all know it's true. If nobody else loves y'all on here, y'all already know who do, right? The Queen A.
And
Hey,
Elements, I love you too.
hey, tell them, you feel me? So I'm about to stop the recording real quick.